Welcome back to Infant Nursery Hour with your host, Glenn Ostland. It's sharing time.
Today is a very sad day for me. Yesterday I went and I saw the new Star Wars movie, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. If you haven't seen it, and you want to see it, and you don't want any spoilers, and you don't want anybody to shit on it, then just turn this off right now. I love Star Wars, like ever since when I was a little kid. So I was born in 1972. And when did the first one come out? Like 76, 77? I just grew up side by side with Star Wars. This is a little Star Wars action figure. I wish I could say that it was one that I had, when I was a kid. It's like a Luke Skywalker. I think it's from Empire Strikes Back era. And I never really loved Luke as a character, but Luke was my temple name. And so when I went through the temple and they're like, your secret name is Luke, I went, cool, okay, so I can be kind of like the potential of Luke, not like the whiny little crybaby Luke. I didn't want to be that Luke. But yeah, Luke. And every once in a while, like my kids now for Christmas, they'll give me little Star Wars figurines. I used this. This was my cover. I don't know if you can see it. Darth Vader and a stormtrooper visiting the Eiffel Tower in Paris and taking a picture. That was my iPhone cover for a long time. I love Star Wars. Tom got me these 3 Nephite action figures. It doesn't have anything to do with Star Wars, but it's awesome. I'm never going to take this out of the packaging, Tom. Thank you. But man, what happened? What happened with this new movie? It's terrible. Stupid. It's stupid. It's terrible. It's so bad. Everything that people wanted, or at least that I wanted to, who is the Snoke guy? Who is Snoke? Supreme Leader Snoke. Supreme Leader Snoke. Who is this guy? What is his backstory? How did he get to where he was and turn everything back into the Empire? Is that something that you're interested in? Well, you're not going to find any answers in the new Star Wars movie because, who cares about that? Let's just have him, recreate the Emperor scene from Return of the Jedi and have Kylo Ren kill Snoke the way that Darth Vader killed the Emperor. But you never know anything about it. We'll do it in a different way, kind of, and it'll be a little different, but the same, but it's not. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. Who is Snoke? Where does he come from? Why? Years of speculating on the internet. People with their theories who this guy is. Nothing. No mention of it. Nothing. 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 It's stupid. Rey, her parentage. Where does she come from? Kylo Ren tells her, oh no, you just had these normal parents that were desert rats and they lie in a grave on Jakku. That's it. They weren't special. They weren't part of anything. They're not part of the story. You have no place in this story. That's what Kylo Ren tells her. It's stupid. So maybe in the next movie they'll be like, oh no, actually Obi-Wan Kenobi's your father. Who knows? But who cares? At this point, it made me not care. Rian Johnson, the director and writer of this movie, made me not care about Star Wars. It's stupid. Fuck you, Rian Johnson. Jeez. It's stupid. It's terrible. It's so bad. Everything that people wanted, or at least that I wanted to, who is the Snoke guy? Who is Snoke? How does Rey fit into this story? All of these really interesting questions, they just took a big pass on. It's no, we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're going to show, Princess Leia being blown up on a ship and being thrust out into deep space and, floating in deep space. And then her eye opens up and she starts using the Force to fly through space back to the spaceship where she's led. What? This is Star Wars? When does that ever happen? Or at the end where Luke Skywalker finally shows up to save the day and he's battling Kylo Ren and all of the Empires, these big AT-ATs, and they're like, boop, 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 every single gun firing at him. And he walks up okay, oh, really? Come on. And he doesn't get hit. And then he has this epic lightsaber duel with Kylo Ren. and you're thinking, okay, they're going to do like an Obi-Wan Kenobi thing, and no, actually what they're doing is Luke's not even really there. He's still on the planet, and he's meditating, and he's just projecting his image onto this planet. And they've been like, what? What precedent is there for this level of magic in the Star Wars universe? When did this happen? That this is like the big got you moment twist? I mean, it's like Mission Impossible when, oh, it's not really the guy you think it is because he's wearing a mask, and they pull it off, and they do that every movie like it's a Scooby-Doo episode. I was so upset with Star Wars The Last Jedi. It's so bad. It's stupid. You know, there was one part that I liked. I liked it when Luke was starting to tell Rey about what the Force is. It was talking about how it's a connection between things. Because I've been, obviously, the types of episodes you've been hearing on Infants on Thrones, this idea of connection and spirituality is way more interesting to me now than it ever used to be before. And I've been watching these Nova documentaries. It was this Fabric of the Cosmos by Brian Greene. They did it in 2011, talking about how there's really no such thing as empty space. There's energy in everything. And the universe where they thought that there's empty space, no, there's dark energy. There's this dark matter. We don't know what it is. We don't know anything about it, but we know that it's there. And so there is this energy, this connectivity. There's no empty space, right? And so using Star Wars to talk about the Force as a way to explore that idea, that's pretty cool. This idea of like, could there actually be multiple dimensions? What is quantum theories telling us? You know, this kind of stuff. Back when Rey's standing in the dark side place on that island, and she's looking into like whatever mirror that was, she sees different versions of herself all snapping or doing that. That was potentially interesting, but they didn't take it anywhere. The connection between her and Kylo, like I had just watched this thing about electrons and electrons having a connection, and I forget what the term is for it. I'll look it up and I'll talk about it some other time. But that electrons can actually have a connection to a polar opposite. That I'm like, oh, this may be what's going on here. This cool idea, but they didn't do anything with it. Then they're just like, oh no, that was just a trap to try to get you to do something, to recreate a scene, but in a shittier way than the way we did it in Return of the Jedi. Stupid. Oh, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. I'm disappointed. Stupid. Anyway, that's all. 2 years ago when The Force Awakens came out, we did an episode about it, and I liked it, and John Hamer didn't, and we had our debate. Look, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now. I love Star Wars, and they killed it. It's like they just killed my mythology from my childhood to where I can't love it anymore. I've already had that happen with the Mormon Church. I don't want to happen that with Star Wars. Come on, let me have something, please. Let me have something. So, I don't know if you're in the same place. If you're in the same place, or maybe you saw it and you liked it, let me know. I'd love to hear what you thought. That's all. That's today's little deep thought, or whatever I'm calling the nursery sharing time. I'm just sharing this about Star Wars. That's it. That's all there is. Thanks for being Patreon supporters. Thanks. I like it. I like you guys better than I like Star Wars. How's that? That's positive. Positivity, baby. Positivity.
Thank you for listening to Infants on Thrones.